causing you, you might be missing out on many things. The next part that again is the second after mindset that I would like to tell you is the mentorship. We all do not know anything and everything in our lives. We must have to figure out that we have to learn. See, I tell you, I was basically, my parents, my mother especially wanted to me become a profession into a medical field like she was. But I was never, because I missed my mother very much. She been in the medical profession. She had to travel often on emergencies, and she had to rush to the hospital. But I like that profession, because the way people used to come and acknowledge to her, because you're life-giving people. That's what I can say in one word. So I wanted to be associated with it. Now, how I could do it, it was only because I had to keep changing every prospects about it. I have to learn all the tricks. I have to find a mentor who would help me out to know both the medical part as well as the technological part as well as the commercial part of it. So in case you are missing out something, it would be very detrimental. Now, again, I tell you what, after mentorship comes basically the passion that you have in you. Now, I had the passion that I would like to stick on to this medical profession along with the technological part that I have learned. I did my PhD in bioinformatics, and it was basically protein folding, where how proteins are folding, especially if you look into the Parkinson people, the Alzheimer people, the Huntington disease people, there were similarities there, how you went along doing, what exactly could be done to reduce it. So it went along a long way. So after mentorship, I found out that that's my passion, and I had to follow my passion. If I was not following my passion, I would have never ever been able to do it. So the first thing was I understood what my passion is. Then I understood the purpose of it. What was the purpose of my passion? Why I had it? Then I understood that if I am born here on this earth, then I had to do something, and I have to leave this truly a very known answers for it. You never find out what exactly you are doing for, or whether it's out of your zeal or your passion, or you're following somebody blindly. Now, you will only find the fourth step, passion. When you have the passion, you will find your values. The key that is that you answer to your own self is the values. How can I add value to other people's life from my passion? I have that passion, I have that. How do I add value to it? Uh, we would not would like to say that we have to keep on rediscovering ourselves each time we do that, but we all have something at the back of our mind which we would like to carry forward. How do we do it? In recent times, I would like to say, when I was a student, I didn't had these opportunities. It's a blessing that you people are really updating people across the world. We had to travel for conferences. We had to travel from one place to another place to listen to what our mentors or people who are proficient enough to speak in this. But nowadays, hats off to the technology part. Again, we are using the technology for, as the very word it says, AI in healthcare. This again, we are using the technology and bringing the world very small together, by which we would be knowing what exactly can be done and how it can be done. So with AI coming and playing a very big role in this, we have to be very careful in what we do and how we do. I know we have lots of slides to be done too. Now, we get along with the healthcare sector. If you look into the recent challenges that are there, globally, the artificial intelligence healthcare is estimated to have reached these 22,719 million. It is as per the research, and I'm talking about the current statistics. Now, CAGR of says that in the till from 2017 to 23, we are going to cross that limit. The CGR is the compound annual growth rate. So it's a compound annual growth rate. It is going to a very faster rate in which the healthcare market, the AI is going to dominate the healthcare market. So you need to upgrade yourself. Either you exist as per the needs and demands of the people, the sector, the healthcare sector, or you perish. Because if you don't do it, if you don't learn the trades of the tricks of becoming modernized, you will not be able to deal it. It's also the population that is playing a big role. We are also having a population bloom. So that plays a major role. The hardware of AI segment is another segment which is also growing. Because see, if we want technology, technology cannot only be made up of softwares. It will be having the hardware sector. And America is leading till now in that. So India is also trying to come up into that part. We are also having Atmanirbhar, and we are trying to make certain devices as per our needs and as per our expectations. So there are a very high growth and prospects for this particular area. Now, if we look into it, what is artificial intelligence? Basically, it's the very word, if you break it up, it is nothing. Natural intelligence, which we are born with, we are having it. Artificial intelligence. Now, there again, you have this language which you need to tutor to the computers, the natural language processing. Now, you tutor this language to them, but, there is always a but to the severe factor that you cannot give the emotions to it. I would not say, at times the nursing professions is much more higher than the doctors. When the patient, you are the ones who would be treating the patient first. There might be an emergency when you will be calling the doctor comes. By that time, the support, the mental presence that you give to the patient is much more. Though we are using language, natural language processes, we are using different techniques to tune the machine for better results. The data that we are feeding, again, that fed is by the human beings, it is done. But every individual is an individual whom we have to consider. There are many sets, with subset and supersets, and many such learning and deep learning processes and technologies are coming up in a big way. But what happens is we cannot deny the fact that artificial intelligence or whatever intelligence is there with the human emotions, that is always there. What we would be doing is we would be channelizing that as per our needs. So in order to do that, we are training and giving some sets of data. And as we are nowadays having enormous data, enormous diseases, we have already completed the human genome sequences. The genome sequences of many of the animals, many of the microbes have been done. So the moment it is done, we have been implementing it into our system and trying to better and get it at a faster rate, reduce the quality of the pain and improve the quality. So now by doing this, what happens is we have been able to reach to a place where we have increased the longevity of lifespan. But have we able to reach to the quality of life? That's again a big question mark. We are trying to improve that quality of life by using AI factors, early detections, many other different. So there's a big significance in that. We have a data here. There are factors which are needed in the healthcare. You need proper coordination between the healthcare workforce and the patients. Then there has to be a rise in adoption of previous medicines. there is remarkable growth in venture capital investments. Many people are investing in this. New equipments are being formed, and new thought processes are there for developing new systems, new machineries. It will be playing a big role if and only if the data that we are having with us is properly utilized and is ethically utilized. You again have that ethical and legal senses which needs to be taken into account while we are using artificial intelligence in healthcare market. Now, when we say about it, there is a big thing that with the machine learning, the accuracy and the diagnostic, nowadays we all know that, for example, I would like to say that there are certain biomedical tests, with at a click, with the minimum amount of money, you have 70, 80, 90 tests could be done at one go. There are hospitals in some advanced countries like Japan and Korea, where the moment you urinate, they have the indicators in the washroom itself to say which disease, what are the parameters of the urine that are there, and from there you can straight away take away, have the diagnosis or the prognosis that you want to do from that. So it becomes very easy. It reduces the error that generally are there if it is humanly done. And the techniques again are manual. Previously we had those slides that culture mediums being prepared, agar culture medium prepared, and then you had the laminar flows, and you need to do the PCR testing and all that. But nowadays you don't have it. You just do it and it will give you a result. So the accuracy is there, time is less, and you can always take up faster, and you would not have to reach till the fatal point. Then you also have these chatbots nowadays. You do the chatting on it, you write. The moment you click to a hospital, it says what you want. You want an appointment, you want to make a payment, any sort of communication that you want. And especially during coronas, this has developed furthermore, that where you want to say that I have these symptoms. Now I am having these symptoms. They might say that you do this, or you take these medicines. Nowadays online consultation has also come up. Now, why is this online consultation? Was it not there before? Yes, there was before. But what happened? We were not so taking it so seriously. That time, it was not AI based, it was technological based. All of you must be remembering that we had telemedicines, the people sitting in the villages could also be done. But that system was not taken ahead. That somewhere due to technological gaps, we were not sound enough, or we did not want it to do it. So people did not want it to learn technology. People wanted to avoid it. There might be some other parameters, some ethical, some non-ethical factors for non-promoting telemedicines. But with corona coming into the factor, it became a known factor that you have to do it. And nowadays it's become a practice. We all can always consult a doctor. We did not need to go to it. You have done your routine test, you upload that, the doctor sees it and gives you a XYZ a prognosis, he diagnoses it and he gives you medicines for it. It becomes very easy for it. Now, as we proceed, as we move earlier, the fatal diseases have been there. With the number of diseases being diagnosed, and the databases of diseases that we are having with us, as earlier said, that by now we have been able to capitalize most of the databases, most of the genome sequences, protein data banks, catalyst, if you talk about what is the interaction with each other. So we are too growing at the faster rate, with the help of AI. It enhances further. We have AI enhanced microscopes. We have microscopic scanners, where the moment you write, you put a sample below it, it will immediately tell you what are the samples that are into it. It's compared, and then it will tell you what it is. Scientists all over the world have been using this for a long time, that machines they use, and they tell you which are the harmful bacteria and which are the useful bacteria. Sometimes if the amount of useful bacteria are reducing, that is also very harmful for you. So we learn, artificial intelligence is a machine that allows you to learn and identify various things, and if we do it at an early stage, we are able to reduce the margin and fatality. The damages could be controlled at a faster rate, at an earlier rate. The pain could also be reduced at a faster rate. Now, when we are talking about other things, we have these virtual health assistants, I know we can never deny the fact that what your profession has been doing it. There can be no supplements to the professions of your caliber or of your this thing. We all bow down to you, to your profession, but at the same time, there are assistants to your professions who can virtually help us out in giving the information. They might be helping us in scheduling your appointments. They help us in sending us that you have a follow-ups. So now if somebody does the extra work for you, so you have more time to concentrate on the patient format. You need not do a follow-ups. You need not take a reminder of the patient, how often the patient has to be monitored. In the nursing stations, many hospitals abroad, in the nursing stations, there is a feedback which is said that this particular patient has to be given a medicine at this particular time. So whenever they are sitting even in the station, there is a light blinking up, and if it's not an alarm, but so it's a light that blinks up, and the staff over there, the nursing staff, gets a follow-up for that. Basically it is a very argumentative, very recently they are coming up where you can have the whole argumentative picture of the patient lying there. If you want to see the bony structure, it will just click onto the bone, it will give you the skeleton. If you look into the organic organs of this of the human beings, you immediately click onto that. So you have the transparency of the whole patient there instead of going part by part, that machine. So it's an argumentative. AR reality is also coming into our, so AR VR is also coming into it, and the body postures can easily tell you what it is. It often personalized, you would be able, all of us are individuals. We might be having a parameter, a range of our normalcy, but apart from that, we are all individuals, and we all have to be looked into the personalized form. And on that basis, some of us might be allergic to sulfur, some of us might be allergic to one particular different type of medicines. So now when this comes, you would be able to, the moment you go through, you are put through a SCIDA, you would be understanding which type of resistance you are having, which type of sensitivity you are having, what is exactly more beneficial for which type of medicines would be there, what is your rate, how do you enhance your lifestyle, how would it depends on your, I'm so sorry, how will you increase your health with improvising your lifestyle so that the number of visits to the healthcare centers would be reduced. So you can have nowadays, we don't go to do a blood test anywhere for blood sugar. We all have those machines back at home where we find out what the blood sugar level is. Even the pulse with the corona, we all know oxygen levels are there. Blood pressure machines are also there. Then you have the hemoglobin machines also, many of them are having it. If you are anemic, and how you want to overcome that. With AI, it will be telling you at the very early stage, you know, where you have the rarer diseases and whether these are clinically, they can be taken up with advanced medicines at the early stage through certain vaccines, so that you don't develop this at a later stage. You all must be very well versed with this jaundice type C, hepatitis type C hepatitis. And even if you, it was said to be one of the rarest at a time, but then with vaccinations coming up, with early detections, it can again be treated. We have the papilloma virus, which is very uncommon in the females to detect at an early stage, because it might be 1 in a million, and but at a later stage it becomes massive, and it is very, very painful in the later stage. So with the help of technology, by teaching the deep learning processes, using relevant AI techniques, we can come up to provide the correct treatment and can reduce the time of suffering for the patients, get better targets and better insights to the patients. These are all redundant, significant role you have in the healthcare, you know, where we would be talking of different platforms, different companies are coming up with different claims about the necessary inputs that they would be giving or their machines would be giving. But it is up to us to decide which is more beneficial for all of us, because everything comes for a price. Economic price would be there, and this economic price is again percolated down to the patient level. Now we have a very another important responsibility, that is the medical records. How you keep the medical records. A patient who might have now, a bit like Aadhaar card, very soon we would be having the medical records incorporated into the Aadhaar card, which has already been said. We did put up a proposal to the government on this issues, so that the moment you scan the card and you come to know what are diseases he had undergone, because many a times patient knowingly or unknowingly try to hide there, and they try to and the doctors are not aware of it, and there might be a wrong diagnosis or a wrong treatment altogether. It might be leading to such factors. But at the same time, when we are talking about medical records being taken care of, it would also be helping us to reduce the time. We know that this particular patient has already have taken these medicines and he has not recovered. So now next line of action is that we need to take up to the next level of treatment. So AI is not only basically, if we talk about treating, doing, now in operations, we have been using laparoscopies, and these automated machines are there, which would be always by default sending you the messages. What exactly is your problem? You need not go through an major surgeries, but it could also be incorporated into the records at the same time. Now, when we talk about data science, we are talking about human beings, we are talking about datas, and all the patients are our datas, and the amount that and the volume of data that is being created is very big. So any healthcare organization which is turning or taking the help of AI to store these data should be very careful, so that there is no leakage, there is no hemorrhage to these data. You know, all AI will allow them to break down the data, and it might take years of it to process for these data to get to your normal patients, to the exact finding for the patient. Now with AI, that's what I already said, the dosage can also be measured, new medicines can be invented. You need not go through these clinical trials. You already have certain patients with you whom you would like to try new drugs. It might be that you are knowing that this patient has no chances of survival, and so you have tried all possible doses for it, all different types of medicines. So you have the possibility of that. If you try with this drug, what would be the consequences? So you do this mapping beforehand, before you try to implement on the patient itself. So this is again the utility of AI. This is the beauty of AI, that will tell you beforehand that if you give this to this particular patient, it might be hampering him or it might be enhancing his development. So the medication part, the dosage part, the type of medicines you want to give, the duration you want to give, could also be modified pre-hand. Before only you can do it everything on the computer screen, and it would be designed for you and you would try to implement. And at times it is seen that 95% times it is correct and to what is required, but chances of error always remains. We would not say that 100% we do get across to what is required too. Robotic surgery, nowadays robotic surgeries have been done. I hope all of them are very well versed with it, that these surgical sites which are very impossible to see through a naked eye, how much magnifying glasses you do apply, but it becomes very difficult. So you have these robotic surgeries, where the robots are integrated with these arms of the people, of these trained people, and they take up the surgicals. AI helps you to get this surgicals, and then the complication becomes lesser, pains are lesser, and the recovery rate is faster because the cut or the incisions that are being made are much less in size. So many of the hospitals, many of these are coming because you can go precisely, correctly to the point where your problem is, and you try to take it to the next level. Now, once we are anticipating these things, AI applications, when the moment we start applying artificial intelligence, the hospitals become capable of approaching more patients at the time frame remains 24 hours remains the same, but the number of patients that can be catered to with the help of these increases. You can always have this artificial intelligence will allow you to have neural networks, number of networks, and they will predict what can be exactly done, and on the basis of the bioactivities and the characteristics of each patient. You can pre-design beforehand what drugs would be best for it, the diseases that he is having, the diseases that he is inborn with, something genetic diseases he is already having. So with that, which type of medicines, those permutation combinations would always be helping you out. So artificial intelligence in the healthcare sector will witness a statistical rise, with the when it comes to clinical trials. You need not go through those 14 years and 15 years of tenure, preclinical, clinical, and post-clinical trials. You need not go through all that. It becomes very easy with time. AI has been deciphering images, as I said, CT scans and all that has been done. Automated images are there, better diagnosis of diseases, and more vital when it comes to combating shortage of radiology and other medical professionals in hospitals. This is a big challenge, when you don't have it. So these challenges, you don't have authentic paramedics or the supporting staff in the hospitals. This will always be treating you, giving you a setback. You might be doing what you exactly want to do for the patient, but the prognosis and the diagnosis, your diagnosis lapses, so does your prognosis. You cannot take up to the next. Your doctor has to wait for the diagnosis, for the reports to come down to channelize that. With the help of AI, progress in medical imaging is also becoming very fast, and it helps us all. Now, as we proceed, we will not say that it is always advantages. All have their own disadvantages. The limit to which you want to use AI has no ethics at all. There is no clear demarcation that this is ethically right and this is ethically wrong. So when you are doing certain things. Suppose I'm taking an image, I would not be able to tell you that I only want the image of the liver and I don't want the stomach. The stomach and the livers are all together there. So you cannot say that you cannot take my stomach's photo, you have to take my livers. So again, that becomes very difficult. It has no creativity, means you cannot create anything on your own. Even in robotic surgery, you say you go down to this particular part, it goes down and it comes up. There might be some inborn deviations in that human beings. All are not born in the same. So all are having left-handed. The tip of the heart moves to the left. Some might. There are chances, and I hope you know better than me that the tip might be to the right, and at times we might not be able to look into it. Improvement, we when we are doing practically, the moment we see something, we have chance of doing improvement. We would not like to do this way, we can do it that way. And as I said, the most important thing is that the moment we are setting datas and everything to it, we are not being able to give emotions to it. The emotion factor plays a lot. I think so many of you must have felt that the patients catch hold to your hand. They want to feel you, they don't want to leave you. At times, I do remember when my nurse comes to put a IV to me or take a blood and all, I generally cling on to her because I find that's the only support I can have. God will come later, but she is the one who is in the form of God right now. AI is making human beings very lazy, and it is taking away employment. As I said, that it can do the booking, it can do you the follow-up, so you don't need to have somebody else to do all that. So it's already there. So it's employment is also becoming a factor. As we said, all have their challenges, both pros and cons about it. Though it improves diagnosis, but the complications is left behind. You have rural communities are being served better, but it's very difficult to reach to them. The human assessment is also not there. So you have a lot of challenges when you're using AI. But if you take everything has a good and a bad part of it. If the 80% we would say that AI is helping us, how we do take it further to 90 is again a big challenge for all of us. But definitely it has improved our health sector, and we all have to adopt to it, and we all have to learn to it. As I again said at the very beginning, I started with it. It's all in a mindset, how we do it. Whether mindset and skill set has to go together to get success or not, it again depends on our individual passions for it. So once again, I thanks to the nursing community from the bottom of my heart for serving us, and not this particular platform I am talking about. I'll always be indebted to this community because I'm born, and if I'm healthy, I'm staying and I'm alive and I'm speaking to you, it's because of you and not the doctors, because they are they come and they go, and whenever we are in trouble, it's you who are the first one that we generally meet to. God bless all of you, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Okay. Thank you so much, madam, for the elaborative explanation on the topic. It was such an excellent presentation, madam. Thank you so much again. So now the forum is open for discussion, and the participants, they can raise their queries if they have any. So participants, you are requested to put forward your questions in the chat section, and Dr. Bira madam will answer those queries. Um,
Yeah, there's one question somebody asked. Robots can play a role as a nurse in hospitals. So very soon it would be doing so. But as I said, the emotions would be left behind. You know, I cannot hold on to a nurse for a longer time. It comes and gives me a medicine and walks off. I cannot clutch on to her or him, whoever is there. So it would be taking up the role very soon. Reduce infection in patients. It said, how will AI help? As I said, the infections, blood reports can be taken on a very faster. You put it under AI microscope, it will immediately tell you which type of infection you are having, and the medicines could be immediately given. So the infection would not spread to a vaster range or a faster area also. I hope I am able to give answers.
Thank you, madam. I also request Dr. Bitumani for madam to add on to the discussion session, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sritimani, and thanks to Dr. Bera Talukdar, madam, for the wonderful presentation.
Thanks, madam.
We are blessed to have you here with us this evening. And I would like to speak that there is a beautiful article was coming on the newspaper on February 15th regarding artificial intelligence. So the joint managing director of Apollo Group, Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, she was given her command that artificial intelligence would not be able to replace the doctors and nurses. But the doctors, whoever not using artificial intelligence in their treatment, they will be replaced by the doctors who are using artificial intelligence during their decision making and treatment.
Absolutely.
And
very correctly said.
And there was a conference also. Apollo Group has organized 2 days international conference. In that, 1 day was given to the artificial intelligence, and it was the doctors and the technology sectors, industries has come together, and they were discussing how we can incorporate artificial intelligence more for further development of the healthcare professionals and hospitals, as well as how it can be utilized in ambulance services, in rural health services, so that decision making will be proper and the time lag what
faster, very faster.
Time like what we spend from the rural area to shift one patient to the hospital. So that time lag we can overcome, because many of the diseases, if we can handle it within 1 hour or within half an hour, then we can save the life of the patient. So those things will be much better. And she has said definitely it will not be possible to replace it, because codes cannot cure. And the holistic patient care will not be there if everything has been replaced by the artificial intelligence.
Absolutely.
But still, if we see the healthcare sector of China and Japan, there are hospitals where they are reducing the nurses' manpower and they're utilizing robots, because robot they have to spend one time for whole time. It means recurrent cost can be minimized. So that is going on. But of course, I would like to say that we have to be skilled enough. So if we are skilled enough and we have the human heart, then definitely no one can replace us. And we have to be, along with the technology as it is advancing, all of us, we have to be well equipped and well make us ourselves advance along with the advanced technology. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am, once again. And I offer my thanks to all the participants. Thank you, Sritimani. Over to you.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable information on the various aspects of AI in healthcare. We have one more questions, madam. That is, what are the research scopes in this field?
Yes, ma'am,
What
there
are
are ample research areas which you would like to tell, as ma'am, Gitumani ma'am has recently said, that you need to enhance your skills, your different type of skills that you would like to do. And you can think about different methods by which you would like to take ahead. I have given in my slides, recently I have worked on 2 papers with artificial intelligence, where we are trying to do the heart operations, the ECG waves being monitored through it, and it will immediately tell you that that this person is in what stage and whether he needs immediate medications or not. And by the time you have the reports, you take it to the doctor, and the doctor comes and gives you a medication. Many a times life is lost for it. So immediately the moment you do the ECG, it tells you that this is the thing. Immediately give him this particular medicines at this particular dose, and put him on this particular machine. So whatever it is, it can. So you can find out different research areas, which is as I very clearly said, you need to have a passion for research. Research cannot be done unless you have a passion for it, and then you will get value for it. Whichever way you want to do, as she rightly says, either you develop the skill and be into the system, or you don't develop and perish. That we said, it's a mindset and your skill set that needs to be developed at the same time for you to enhance. Scope of research is ample in this area, and with time everything goes a long way, and there is no end to it. As human beings are evolving, so are our diseases, so are the metabolic rates, so everything goes along. AI has increased our lifespan, but not yet dealt with the quality of life that we want to do with.
Yes, thank you, madam. Again, we have one more question. As on now, how many hospitals they are following in India, ma'am? Do they practice in India? I think yes.
What they
Of course,
practice?
AI.
AI
Artificial
in
intelligence.
nursing.
Yes, in
AI in
hospital.
nursing.
Not in nursing. They're
So
asking in
madam,
hospital.
we are all using AI. If you look into it, we are all using AI, some form or the other. You look into the laparoscopic operations, they are using AI. You look, for example, you take into care this thyrocare, these medicines, one blood sample, and it gives you number of this thing. So it is again using a AI system there. You have the robotic surgeries in many of the hospitals. Eye surgeries are also being done on that basis. Gallbladders, any type of stone removals, or if you talk about kidney removal, kidney operations, and all that, most of the time you're using it. Some are using it in a micro, and some are in a macro phase. But we are all using it. How we are using it, how more we need to develop, it again becomes a factor. Most of the hospitals, even the government sectors, are also coming into it. Government is not really staying behind in these. So nowadays, it's a challenge for the private sectors to be ahead of the government sectors, because government is pumping in lots of money for updating their equipments. What is challenging is the skill set and the mindset of both the nursing and the paramedic nursing skills. That's where we are lacking behind, because they don't, many of them don't want to learn the new technology. They don't want to come out of their comfort zone. You have to be there coming out of the comfort zone. The moment you come out of the comfort zone, you have to learn, and you would be more able to treat. Instead of one patient, you might be treating 5 patients, but many of them feel that I'm comfortable. Ek patient ke saath, I'm comfortable with it. So it becomes a big practice there.
Okay. So we are falling shortage of time actually, and I think all the questions are answered.
There are
Is
two more questions.
few more questions. Yes. Is robotic medicine a part of AIMM? And do the nursing curriculum will be added on with this AI? Robotic medicine a
Curriculum, I
part of.
think Gitumani ma'am would be able to tell, because she's the one best over there. But robotics is basically working. The brain of the robot is AI. So, and we are tutoring him with the machine learning, and we are inputting him the data set. So it's all together. So the art, it's not robots is what is an artificial human being. So an artificial intelligence is being there. So it has certain language input into it. It has the data set into it, and it is manipulating those data sets and giving you an answer for it. That's very simple there.
And regarding the second question, yes, it has been already incorporated in the nursing curriculum. Nursing informatics is the syllabus where it has been incorporated. So it is in the third semester. I'm not sure, but it is third semester of BSc Nursing. It has been added already.
Great, great, great.
Thank you so much, Madam Dr. Veera Talukdar, for your valuable time and also sharing your knowledge and information on this topic. Thank you so much, Madam. And I'd like to also thank you, Dr. Vitumani, for Madam, for sharing the information. Thank you, Madam. So the participants, they can get the e-certificates in their email, and that link will also be sent to the emails, and you will receive your certificate of participation through email only. Thank you. And
Thank you, everybody.
now,
Have a nice time. Stay safe. Good night. Bye-bye. I take leave.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so now I request Madam Dr. Bobita Boishra Dekha, Zonal President, Lower Assam, NTI Assam branch, and also Professor, Apollo College of Nursing, Guwahati, Assam, for delivering the vote of thanks. Please, Madam. Bobita, Madam, please unmute yourself.
Maybe Madam is not allowed to unmute.
Okay.
The host has not made everyone possible to unmute. তুমি কৈ দিয়া আৰু টাইমটো হৈ গৈছে.
Okay. So I'd like to thank our resource person, Dr. Veera Talukdar, Madam, for sharing valuable information with us and also giving her time, for giving her time for this evening. I would like to thank our national president and national general secretary and the whole team for the cooperation from the planning to execution of this program and for making a successful one. I would like to thank Dr. Vitumani for Madam, the state president, NTA Assam branch, for the guidance, continuous guidance and leadership and cooperation, Madam. And because of you only, I think we could successfully organize the program. I would like to thank Dr. Vandana Devi, Madam, State General Secretary. Madam, thank you for your valuable cooperation and guidance. And I would like to thank all the portfolio members, portfolio holders of NTA Assam branch for all your cooperation and suggestions from planning to execution of this program and for making this event successful one. And most importantly, I would like to thank all the participants and delegates of this program. You all have made this successful one, I think. So thank you all. Zoom platform. This is the end of the session. And this is Sweetimani Kakoti signing off for the evening. Good night.
Good night. Thank you all.
Night.
Good night. Thank you all.